Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And earlier today, Democrat and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg absolutely destroyed the Republicans live on air. So Buttigieg went on Meet the Press with Chuck Todd, and he was asked multiple questions about different relevant topics. And starting off, he was asked about the Chinese spy balloon and the Republican proposals to just shoot it down and worry about it later, which of course was a crazy proposal from the Republicans, and Pete Buttigieg points out how absurd it is in this answer. Take a look at it.
The president gave the order on Wednesday that he wanted this thing brought down, but brought down safely. And that's a complicated
So that order,
thing.
he gave that order to the military on Wednesday. Shoot it down, however, but under what conditions?
Well, that's just the thing. It sounds simple,
Right.
I suppose, if you don't think about it for more than a second. But this thing was above American airspace in terms of where most of the aircraft fly, and we have the most complicated national airspace in the world. This thing is larger. The metal equipment there is larger than a bus. When they did shoot it down, the debris field was about 7 miles, and so the concern, of course, is how do you do it in a way that absolutely minimizes the danger to American lives on the ground and any kind of aviation operations. That's exactly what happened. FAA worked closely with the Pentagon. This thing was brought down in a safe manner, and flights are back to normal in the U.S.
Yeah, Buttigieg is just so good at this. And of course, he's right. Biden ordered for the Chinese spy balloon to be taken down on Wednesday, but the military advised against it due to it being on land. And of course, if you shoot it down on land, you have no way of knowing where all of the debris is going to go. I mean, it could land on somebody. It could land on somebody's property. And as he pointed out, when they shot it down over the ocean, debris traveled as far as 7 miles from the main landing spot. So President Biden and the military were considering the American people and their safety, and they managed to intercept the balloon. So as it flew across the United States, it wasn't collecting any data. But Republicans, on the other hand, were just calling for it to be shot down immediately over land, which is so irresponsible and incredibly unsafe. Oh, and by the way, just for the record, there were 3 Chinese spy balloons that flew over the United States during Donald Trump's administration, and not only did he not shoot them down, but he didn't tell the American people about them as well. But of course, you won't see any Republicans outraged about that because it was Donald Trump who did it. And then on to the second question. Pete Buttigieg was asked about President Biden's achievements and his upcoming State of the Union speech. So Chuck Todd said to Buttigieg that, yeah, this president has accomplished a lot, but why don't the American people know about these accomplishments? And Buttigieg gave a perfect answer about this speech and the many accomplishments we've seen from the Biden administration. Take a look at that clip as well.
Let's go to the president's State of the Union. Look, he's got a lot of things to tell. Why do you think that it has not penetrated the American public?
Well, these things don't sell themselves, and it's one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to that State of the Union address. I will say that there have been so many accomplishments under this administration, it can be difficult to list them in a distilled way. Recently, the president hosted a send-off for Ron Klain, the departing chief of staff, and he put it in a way that I thought was especially moving when you think back in historic terms to what it means to inherit one of the toughest situations faced by any president since FDR, pass the most significant legislation on our economy in many ways since FDR, while facing the largest land war in Europe since Truman, achieving the second most important health care bill since LBJ and the most important infrastructure bill since Eisenhower, as Ron put it. And that was just the beginning of the list of accomplishments. But one of the things that we found is that this is happening simultaneously with some of the toughest circumstances ever. We recognize that, and there continue to be a lot of issues that Americans are facing every day, even as we see extraordinary economic news. 500,000 jobs just created in the last month.
Well, that's the thing. None of it seems to accrue to his benefit.
Well, people say that, but then, this president has exceeded expectations again and again politically and functionally in terms of what we're getting.
I mean, what a perfect answer. Pete Buttigieg is absolutely one of the best communicators up and coming in politics. But he is absolutely right. Trying to highlight the achievements of the Biden administration while also trying to deal with the disastrous situation that Trump left Biden is a difficult task. But remember, Biden has accomplished a lot. The American Rescue Plan, the bipartisan infrastructure deal, the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the PACT Act, the CHIPS Act, rejoining the WHO, rejoining the Paris Climate Accord, the Cancer Moonshot Program, cutting child poverty in half. I mean, I could go on for forever. Biden has accomplished a lot, and the Americans who needed relief most are getting it from this administration. And I, for one, am very excited to watch President Biden's State of the Union speech for how historic it is. I mean, genuinely, this administration is one of the most accomplished in modern modern American history. Anyway, folks, that's gonna wrap up the video for today. I just really wanted to show you these Pete Buttigieg clips because of how good he is at this. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate if you did all of those things. And once again, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you folks soon.